charging away.
Thinking, God, I don't want to blow all this information right out the get-go because I want people to stick around. So, there's going to be golden nuggets kind of dispersed through this live cast here. But I've got some amazing, talented people here on the line. I've got Corey here from Chirp. We've got Mary from the Blockchain Herd, and we've got Anders from what's your podcast name?
Anyobservation. It's really anything.
Right. I knew I had to blow one of those. But these three guys and gals on the line with me right now, it's funny because I was chatting on Zoom with Mary the other day, and check out that interview that she did with me on the Blockchain Herd podcast. I thought it was great. I had a great time. I talked too much is what.
No, you didn't. You did great.
But she's well, we've got 3 rising stars in the ecosystem. I follow them all. I get a tremendous amount of insight from them and joy. I mean, they're just so fun to watch and follow, and they got great insights and great guests. So welcome to this live stream of this historic time in NFT history.
Yeah, this is sweet.
This is
excited
awesome,
to be here.
man. First ever music videos, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this space because there's some people watching this. Even though this event is targeted to the crypto people, right? The people that understand this space. This first event 1, is really targeted for the niche, the really small niche market that get it. But I know that there's people on this call, some people from the music industry, some family members, some other people I invited that don't quite understand the crypto space. So who can kind of give a summary of what this whole blockchain thing is, wrapping into what the hell is this NFT, verified digital assets, blockchain, assets, who can dive into that and kind of give us a good little nugget of action?
Well, it definitely wouldn't be the newbie, so I'm guessing that's Anders.
Man, I don't know where to start, really. I mean, NFTs for me is it's something that will change how we view everything on the internet moving forward. It will enable us to verify that something is legit, or if something is not legit, it will enable authors to profit in ways we have not yet understood. It will enable us to get rid of this patent and copyright things and start to use another solution. And this is long term. This is not what I see coming in the next year or two. But long term, we can actually start to track this for real, and we can actually give credit to the author without needing some kind of law to back it up in the future. At least that's my vision, my hope. And
well, and to add to that, I also see it as the new paradigm of really embracing open source, right? Because we couldn't be doing what we're doing if it wasn't for open source and this sharing of technology amongst the blockchain communities. Corey, do you have any insights on, if you were going to talk to a newbie about blockchain, like what would be the thing that you'd go to kind of get them to open their minds and say, get them to lean in?
Yeah. So I was talking to a friend of mine today about exactly that, sort of in the context of Chirp, and looking at it from like a 30,000 foot view, which is where I kind of feel like, if noobs are going to get it at all, like we need to give them the big picture. And, we were talking about Chirp being a social media platform. Obviously this ties into the music industry, but really any kind of media. But then, what it means to actually own something in the digital space, which is where kind of all information and a lot of our lives are going. And I want people to understand blockchain as a thing that is powerful enough to subsume governance itself of any kind, whether it's, Wall Street or a corporation or the government or whatever, right? Or Wall Street itself, right? So finance and governance can be subsumed by what is going on in this space in the same way that the telephone was just eaten by the internet, right? It can still exist. It's kind of there. It's like the appendix. Okay, right? You have a landline. That's adorable. I honestly feel like that's where this stuff is going. So the legacy systems that feel like they're, entirely in power and sometimes a lot of the times overpowering these things, there's like a whole culture now that is building the systems that will basically just make them obsolete. And it doesn't even have to be a big revolution. It doesn't have to be whatever. It's just, eventually they're going to be as relevant as a landline is now. And that you can look at almost any industry and we could probably draw a straight line between that very kind of sort of 30,000 foot idea and the kinds of projects and people that are working on the space right now, like building the pieces that are going to become the thing.
Yes,
and something as simple as timestamping things on a public blockchain that is very hard to manipulate in the later stage, like wordproof. I mean, that thing is so simple.
Wait a minute, Anders. What the hell is this timestamping thing?
I don't know.
It never goes away. Right? That's the good thing. It's there forever, and it's pretty interesting. And if you don't know what the acronym for NFT is, the non-fungible token, I had to learn that. I'm like, what's an NFT?
Yeah. Well, let's try to dial it back for just a minute. And all of you crypto OGs, just bear with us for a minute, right? Because we're going to get to what the juicy stuff that you want here shortly. But we're really trying to. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, Shakira. Okay, Shakira.
Oh yes, I know.
She can dance.
I know.
Okay,
wait, hold on. What was that, Mike?
Is she coming on?
Oh,
is she going to be on with us?
Yeah, right.
She's, let me let her in. Damn, she's in the waiting room. Okay, so Shakira. Okay, so 1 degree of separation, right? Maybe it's 2 degrees of separation, but Shakira has 100 million fans that are all about Africa. They're into her, right? I mean, she's talented, she's good looking, she's smart. She's got 100 million fans, right? Around the world. And the data shows that roughly, in America at least, roughly 5% of the population own cryptocurrency, right? So let's say it's somewhere between 3 and 5% globally that own some form of cryptocurrency. That's 3 to 5% that understand the value proposition of blockchain to one degree or another, right? Okay, now let's take Shakira's 100 million fans, right? So we've already established 3 to 5% own cryptocurrency. So let's go super low, and let's just say her fan base just isn't that up on tech, right? And let's just say 1% of her fan base understands crypto, right? And understands the value add of what we're presenting here tonight. So that's 1 million people within her fan base that understand the value proposition of Bitcoin, understands the value proposition of blockchain and what that's bringing right now to society. You know, many people don't realize what's happening with, you know, the banks getting involved with blockchain, with the large Fortune 500 companies, the institutions getting involved with blockchain right now. It's, to the aware observer, this is where it's going, guys. You know, it's already in motion. The train has already left the building. Okay, so let's say her next release, okay, she goes to her fan base and she says, guys, I wish I could do her accent. Guys, we're going to do something special this time. We're going to release our
Trying to
next...
sound like Tony Montana.
I don't know. I can't do
The
accents.
dancing was good. The accent.
In Africa. No. Okay, so this time, okay, pretend I'm a cute, you know, Shakira, all right, speaking in a cute accent. Guys, gals, we're going to do something unique and special and fun this time. We're on the cutting edge of technology. This next single that you're all just drooling for, we're going to release it as a music video a week before the worldwide release of the song, right? We're going to do it in a music video format. We're going to put it on the blockchain, which means when we say that there's only going to be 100,000 copies of this video, that's all there ever will be. It's verified, it's locked, it can never be changed. That's what it is. It's limited to 100,000. And I know I have 100 million fans and 100,000 copies of this really special first ever NFT video, and we'll get into those descriptions another day. But just know this is limited, one of a kind, and you can get it only for this 3-day event. Go. Now,
I mean,
I guarantee
that's huge. That scarcity creates value. So,
right.
that's
Well,
huge.
and her 1% is going to understand, right? When she says blockchain, and they've been waiting for her to say blockchain, right? And they may not even know what NFT is, and it doesn't matter. Nobody needs to know what that means. What it basically means is that now you can put any type of media attached to the blockchain, which is basically a distributed ledger that cannot be changed. Once it's there, it's there. When we talked about timestamp earlier, that was basically saying, if you put this media attached to the blockchain on December 2nd, 2021, that's the date that will always be attached to that, as well as the signature of who authored that, who put that on to the blockchain. That will be forever. And then you can track that history throughout time, because now you can transfer that data to any address within the ecosystem. You can sell it, you can collect it, you can gift it. You turn valuable media. Okay. It's just like coupons in the world. Let me take a sip here. It's like coupons in the world, right? There's some really good coupons that you want, but most of them are just trash, right? And they're worth, they just go in the garbage. But then there's a few, right? So those, let's say those NFTs, that non-fungible token, which we keep referring to, let's just call it coupons on the blockchain, right? So those certain coupons that have value, like Shakira's coupons, will have value to her fan base, right? To those 100 million fans. And we're just talking about 1% at this point, but next year it's going to be 2% or 5%. At some point it's going to be 100%, right? But we're starting out with the 1%, which is 1 million chasing 100,000 limited copies of her next music video released on the Wax blockchain. And that's pretty exciting, because that ties into exactly the proof of concept that we've been working on here and what we've been promoting. And we finally launched it. We've actually, let me share my screen now and actually just dive into the details. Okay. Okay, can you see my?
Yep.
I'm trolling with my
there we
stream
go.
think that you're showing the new garbage pail kits right now.
Okay, so there we are. We're on Atomic Hub right now. Let's go. This is the Uplift.art website. So basically, this lockdown actually had some good to it for me personally, and my family. So during this lockdown, it brought me and the boys to the kitchen table, listening to Audible. We listened to the whole Harry Potter series. I started to draw again. I started to really like what I was drawing. I came up with this song in my car, top of my foot, Bitcoin Bull. I created a music video to that song, and I said, I'm going to put that on the blockchain. So I did it. It's the first NFT music video on the blockchain ever. And we've got it up for auction. This is the second, well, we're going into the second day right now. It just started 16 minutes ago. So basically how this works is that you come here, you come to the website and say, start here, and you can buy this Bitcoin Bull for a minimum of 30 Wax P. Now 30 Wax P is the digital currency of the Wax blockchain ecosystem. It's like Bitcoin, but third generation, okay? So you come here, you go to wax.io, you open up your Wax Cloud wallet, you go to an exchange, you buy some Wax P, you then come to the website and you click on start here, and you can buy this variation of the first NFT video ever released on a blockchain. You can buy the variation of it for 30 Wax P minimum. And you ask, well, why would I want to pay more? Good question. Because this is a three-day, 72-hour auction. There's 3 periods. There's 3 24-hour periods. Each 24-hour period, we have 3 highest winners. So whoever paid the highest, you can see the leaderboard right here. The 3 right there are highlighted. We have this is the account name for that owner. So HKKA4.WAM is the highest payer so far in this auction. So what that means to him is that he wins. Let me go back to the website for a second. That means he not only does he get the variation full length video. Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going to play the whole thing right now. But you all can go to Uplift.art, listen to the full length. It's a 3-minute music video on the blockchain. But that guy, you know, if he at the end of the event is the highest payer, he gets this automatically. So if you spend 30 Wax P or more, lucky winners will get the remix sent into their inventory. And you can play that. It's a full, you know, almost a 3-minute long remix of the original version.
Man, that
I'll just
art
let
is
this
awesome.
I'll just let this
That
kick in
art
for a
is
second.
so-
Hey, M Blue, it sounds like it's coming through your speakers, not through the thing. Sounded way better yesterday.
He can't hear you because it's coming out from his speakers.
Son of a. Well,
I'm not going to play the
Zoom
whole
newbie.
thing.
Hey, M Blue, the audio was coming through your speakers, not through the.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I should
Yeah, it sounded way better yesterday, and I want people to be able to.
let me. I don't know if I can change that at this point.
While you're talking, I'm
Oh, wait,
gonna
let me
play it for these
reshare.
guys.
Yeah, resharing it should work. You just got to click the
Reshare.
little
Okay, I got to click
computer audio
this
thing.
and this and this.
Yes.
Okay, guys, bear with me because they got to hear this fatness kick in.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Okay,
Rock and roll.
put your seatbelts on, guys. Okay.
I'm watching a concert here. What?
My Bitcoin bowl is all I have lived. Sold my house, my gold no less. The wolves are circling my huddling hands, but this man's much stronger than the average man.
Hey, Mary, I want to see it. I want to see it. Come on, come on. Yeah. lighter. You got the lighters? Okay, so that's a taste. So
Hey, I noticed you had a little special guest on there, Jamie Dimon. Was that Jamie Dimon?
that is, yeah, my
Good
rendition
spot.
of the guy. It's all tongue in cheek, Jamie. Okay, we all love you.
Yeah, Jamie Dimon is living in my studio up here as well with the Bitcoin bull.
You know, interesting story. A little segue here. You know, some people know this, but Jamie Dimon has been, you know, a real, what's the word, Corey?
Naysayer.
Lover.
Okay. You're so nice, Mary.
He's been in the
You're so
he's been in the
nice.
closet about Bitcoin for a long time, and sometimes when people are in the closet, they get really, really, really kind of upset if you talk to them about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan, he's been very vocal about Bitcoin being a scam and a Ponzi scheme. And if any of his employees trade it, buy it or sell it, he's going to fire them. In the meantime, they're buying it in the back end, and they're becoming partners with the largest exchanges in the world that sell cryptocurrency. So they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth. So it's an interesting story, but you know, it's kind of what expected at that level. And you know, where would the world be without this FUD, right? So thank you, Jamin, and you gave me a source of inspiration to reimagine you, right? So this is the remix of the original, and anybody can win that. Like 3 random users every 24-hour period for 3 days will win that, all right? As well as the 3 highest payers every 24-hour period. Now the super rare MBB Gold is a byte out of the remix, and that is won by 3 random participants at the end of the 72-hour period, plus 3 highest payers. And then this on the right, this is the very first one. This is just one of one. There'll never be more of it. It's the first music video on the blockchain ever, which 5 years from now. And okay, just to put this in you guys' mind for a second, right? We've already brought in, I think, close to $7,000 worth of wax P right now, just in 24 hours. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for
I'm
charity.
suspecting this will heat up more towards the end, right? Because people are kind of sitting back, kind of seeing, okay, strategy. I've talked to a couple people that said that they're unstaking their wax wallets because they didn't realize it was going to go up so fast, so quickly. So I'm imagining some interesting things developing here in the next couple of days. So the people that understand that this is the future, and this is the way digital media is going to be consumed, shared, transferred, collected in the future. Those people that understand this understand why being the first music video on the blockchain is going to be a big flag to have at some point in the future. Maybe not right now, but once Shakira's 100 million understand the value add of blockchain and where in the world is going on blockchain rails quicker than most people think. When that point happens, what's happening in the crypto space with NFTs, we're just slowly boiling the water here, right? So I imagine that this piece could become very valuable at some point in the future. That's my hope, at least, right? But it's the first, it's a one of one. It can never be more than that. And so the highest payer at the end of the auction, 72 hours, wins that piece instantly. Everything's running on what's called smart contracts on the blockchain. So everything's open source, it's verifiable, it's transparent. So you can see that there's no, fuddy-duddy. There's no, corruption or weirdness going on, right? That's the cool thing about blockchain technology, is that it's transparent and auditable. So you can see where the money goes, right? On one end, it's the Achilles heel because there's really no privacy, right? In that regard. There's some anonymity. Can you pronounce anonymity? Anonymity.
Yes,
and you win the one of one.
And done.
But I mean, and there are privacy layers coming that will be compliant in the, in the regulatory space. But right now, especially for charitable giving, and everything that is being collected here is for charity. Uplift.io. If you haven't been there, if you've never heard of it, we're building the rails for a transparent, audible, win-win future for the world. So in the charitable space, blockchain is just a no-brainer, right? I've spent, time in Haiti, and every time I go there, where did those tens of billions of dollars go for the recovery effort? Because the place is in rubbles, right? So, and then you research it, and then you find out about all this corruption that happened down there. So it's just, blockchain is just a no-brainer for the charitable space. That's why we're bringing it in. That's why we're building Uplift Nation on it. All of this it's basically a crowdfunding for us to build the technology stack to make that world happen, so we can onboard. It's basically going to be a Patreon type model, but for charitable offerings. And so the community come in, they can vet, they can ask questions, and they can support things that they really are in tune with, and things that they also know that are above board and honest and transparent, which I think is very powerful. So that's what started all this, is that when I started Uplift Nation, I said I needed a revenue model. What can I do to bring in money to build this thing, to manage the operation costs? Because I wanted all the donations to go to their intended causes, right? I didn't want it to pay for the lights or the rent or the overhead or the technology stack. So that's what this first event one is to gain that funding in order to build that. So with that being said, these are the first 4 music. Well, then we've got this one here. The first 5 music videos ever on the blockchain, NFTs, and it's the first of the kind, proof of concept, 72-hour auction style that has never been done before. So I've been crossing my fingers this whole time that this would even work, right? And thank God it's working. So I've been speaking quite a bit here, guys. Does anybody have anything that they want to chime in on, or tell me to shut up for a minute?
No, I'm just super excited about it. I'm into music myself, so seeing the first ever full-length music video on the blockchain, I mean, it's got me pumped. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see the next one that you create. So the artwork is unbelievable. So I know that each one of these, you put your heart and soul into it. Super cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, tons of time and money. This was all funded out of my pocket. So it's, so for me to see the, the blockchain, the crypto community really supporting this endeavor, I've got a great crew of people working with me, including the 3 of you on this call. Thank you so much for your support and participation. But this isn't really about, I mean, it's nice to have people say nice things about my art, right? I love that. But it isn't really about me showcasing my art more than it is me showing a proof of concept working. Just because I like to move fast and I'm a doer, and considering I can write songs, I can produce music, I can produce music videos. I said, I'm gonna hurry up and just do this, right? Because I felt time was at the essence, right? And I wanted to plant that flag of first mover in this space, more so to show the Shakiras of the world, the Ed Sheerans of the world, the Eminems of the world, of where the future is going and what's available to them. And I would love to help them on this journey and help them do just this, plus the learnings that we've made. And we've already, just into the first day, we've come up with, I've got a whole list here of innovations that we're applying to this auction that just makes it even more juicy. And we'll get into that in just a second. But I wanted to highlight here the Blockchain Heroes video one more time. This is a music video that I produced the song I wrote called King of the World for blockchain heroes, who's doing a incredible thing in the Wax ecosystem, using atomic assets as their NFT standard. They've got their whole lineup of trading cards that are about their superheroes in the crypto space. It's a lot of fun. The community is just on fire. So we've partnered on this cross-promotional. I did a video for them. We've only created 12 of these on the blockchain, and that's all there ever will be. We're going to be dropping 9 of these randomly to the participants of the event 1. So if you participated, then you have the chance of winning one of these 9 cards. And the odds are great because we've only had, I mean, you know, granted we're in a niche market. Let me just refresh this. The first day
less
so
than
far,
1
we've
minute
had we've had 190 participants. Okay. So your odds are pretty good to winning that. I mean, I'm predicting more will trickle in because we have 2 more days. So maybe that'll triple. But your odds are still really good to be winning this 1 of 12. And let me just play a bit of this. Let me just tell this quick story. You know, this video came about Blockchain Heroes. We wanted to do an offering for Blockchain Heroes. We love what they're doing. And Dennis Singh, the guy that built this website for me, who's just a brilliant guy, he actually did the artwork for this piece. So I wanted to shout him out. He's a very talented guy. I couldn't have done this without him. So anyways, this is about, you know, we've got a lot of heroes in this world. And when I say heroes, I have a lot of respect and regard for people that just master something in life. You know, it doesn't matter what it is, but, you know, the 10,000 hours to get really good at something. So this is kind of about that superhero of all those people that have done those 10,000 hours and how they must feel when they hit it, right? When they hit their mark. So that's what this one's about. There's going to be 9 of them given. There's only 12 of them ever in existence. These are all tradable on secondary exchanges. It means that they're liquid. And we'll get into that and why that is important. But let's take a quick
Before
listen.
we play it, mate. Wait.
Sorry?
We just passed midnight and we have the first winner of the first day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
First
he's
winner.
actually in my live stream right now, and he said that he's very excited that he got the highest bid.
Oh,
Good catch. Good catch.
we're talking about the YGGQW.wham account.
No, HKA, the one that won the first day highest bid.
Ah. Oh, yes. Yeah, he's in your live stream.
Yeah, he's watching right now, and he's very excited about it.
Yeah, well, hey, congratulations. You know, thank you for playing, for participating. That is just phenomenal. Yeah, so good. So he won. So what he won was the remix. So he won this.
My Bitcoin is all I have lived. Sold my house, my gold.
So in a nutshell, the top 3 highest payers won that, and 3 random participants. Okay, so there were 6 winners of that. But congratulations. Okay, so where were we? All right, so we're looking at the Uplifter. So this is the new blockchain hero that we presented to Blockchain Heroes, and it's just a silhouette.
You're a cat in a box, you're a dog in the rain, you're a little black fox with a purple stain, you're a car without wheels, you're a summer drought, I'm a legendary fighter gonna knock you out. I feel fine, I'm better than Muhammad, I'm the king of the world. I feel fine.
So
That's
if
funny,
you want to
man.
listen,
That brings back memories, that song. I used to cheer for the Bucks, the Tampa Bay Bucks. We danced to that song.
you
That's
know,
a cool
Mary,
song.
you know, I tweeted to your, because I follow your husband, Jimmy Z.
Yeah.
I love, you know, his insights. And I told him, I go, you know, you got to have Mary interview you. And he goes, you know, I don't think she wants to interview me. I think she wants to interview some superstars, right? And I go, well, then I'm going to have to invite the two of you on to M Blue Crypto, because I would love to do like a late night, you know, live stream with you guys, the bottle of wine, and just kind of just to get to know you guys, because
Yeah.
I think I'd really like him.
Yeah, you
And,
would.
you know, I already like you,
amazing.
so I think you guys would be a great team to have on the show, and just get to know you guys and find out, you know, how you guys got into blockchain and why. You know, everybody has their why, right?
Yep.
So I'd love to know that.
Yep.
So if you guys are down for it, we're gonna have to schedule that.
Yep, for sure. Cool card.
So, okay, so the first really, now I'm really speaking to the EOSIO wax community, the guys that understand what's going on here, right? So a really cool innovation that's happening right now is most of you probably came to the website, and down at the bottom there was a you know, give us your email for, you know, early access notifications, and we'll send you the Serpent and the Wolf NFT. So I think you all probably got that, right? The Serpent and the Wolf NFT. Okay. So we've gotten, I think, 808 participants. So we've given out 808 Serpent and the Wolf NFTs, and I'll show you what that is here. Oh, by the way, I'm on Atomic Hub right now, and do you see that banner that they put up of own history? 3
Yeah, I
days
noticed
only?
it today.
Yeah, they added that. Isn't that beautiful?
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so Atomic Hub is a place where you can go buy, sell, trade, collect digital assets. And the developers of Atomic Assets have been an immense help to me. Jonah, Fabian, thank you so much for what you've enabled. I've bugged them a lot, and they've been very patient with me. But you know, they added the MP4 format for me so that we could actually do videos on the hub, and thank you for that. And a bunch of other innovation that they've done. I mean, what they've built here and the standard that they've got here is just incredible, and just growing. It just seems like daily they come out with new innovating ideas. So let me find the Serpent. If I can spell serpent. There we go. Okay, so there's one, just so you guys can see it. So this is the Serpent and the Wolf NFT card. It is what it is. It's a digital card. Jamie Dimon there with his little tongue holding the Bitcoin rocket in his hands. He doesn't want it going to the moon, guys. He really does. He really does, but not just yet, right? He'll let it go to the moon when he's ready, which I think is soon.
When he
So
owns 10% of it.
This was a gift to anybody that signed up, Uplift.art. So if you gave us your email, boom, a link was sent to you, and you could claim this NFT on the blockchain, and it goes directly into your wallet. Okay. So then that becomes, for lack of a better word, it becomes a type of a currency of its own, right? You can trade it, you can gift it, you can collect it, you can put it up for sale. So there's a lot of things that you can do with NFTs, and the use case is growing by the day. It's really, let your imagination wander, because what we don't know, we don't know, we don't know. And 5 years from now, we're going to be looking back and going, God, man, wow. Remember those days, right? Remember the Serpent and the Wolf? Well, so we've stopped the ability for people to collect these now. So that event is over. So there's, the rough number is 808. 808 Serpent and the Wolf is whatever will be the supply, max supply forever. We're going to destroy that. What's it called? The template for it. So no more of these can be created after that point. And it's kind of funny because, I see a lot of them being put up for sale on Atomic Hub, right? And part of me is just kind of chuckling, because once they understand why you want to keep that bad boy, then it'll be interesting to see how many of them stop being for sale, or they increase their price, because this, as well as the variation, the My Bitcoin Bull Phoebe, the one that everybody's buying right now, those two, this is the real Genesis NFT for Uplift.art. This is it. You're looking at it. This is the first one Uplift.art ever issued, right? Is the Serpent and the Wolf. And so anybody throughout time that has this NFT in their wallet, they are basically positioned to receive all kinds of goodness from Uplift.art in the future, right? So if you're selling this bad boy and getting rid of it for 25 cents or whatever, right? Hey, I hope you don't kick yourself in a year from now, because we've got a lot of, because we can even target mint numbers, right? So if you've got mint number 12, guess what? If we decide to do a 12 airdrop mint number for Serpent and the Wolf, well, hey, lucky number 12, right? Which brings me to an interesting point, and I'll just throw this out there for a nugget for you guys to research. This whole project is wrapped in what's called vortex math, is something that Tesla ascribed to. And there's some YouTubers out there that, debunk, Tesla's 369 vortex math, but, good luck on that, right? And I almost think when I see whenever I see a Tesla debunked video, I almost think it's like the elite trying to steer us away from the truth, right? So, yeah, so, watch the debunk videos, but also watch the Tesla. I think there's a 4-part series on his vortex math. After watching that myself, maybe my wife, Francesca, actually found that. And I watched it, and it made a lot of sense to me. So a lot of things that I do in life revolve around the numbers 3, 6, and 9. So this whole project, I would say most of the aspects of it revolve around things that are divisible by 3, 6, or 9. I mean, I use a iPad Pro with a iPen, and I've got this really cool program called Procreate. If you're into art and drawing, check it out, because it's an amazing tool. So most of this art I did on the iPad, right? And so even the brush sizes would always be divisible by 3, 6, or 9. Even many of the colors I would color codes. I would use numerology to break it down into numbers, and I would devise the color codes into divisible by 3, 6, or 9. So I was just like, I was in my Tesla mode, because watch the videos. I don't want to go too far into it, but so this whole project is enmeshed in vortex math, and surrounded with all kinds of good intention. So off that ramble for a second. So if you're holding the Serpent and the Wolf, and you're selling it for 12 cents or 25 cents, God bless you. You just gave somebody a nice gift. Because
I just bought them all under $1.
I was just gonna say that someone just bought all of them, because I was updating.
Oh yeah, somebody's just buying them, right?
I'm going out right now.
I'm not playing, because you're right, dude. You're totally right. Like, if you want to sell these things for under $1, I'll buy them.
But Corey, you missed one, right?
This is this right
one
here.
of them, I got an error on one of them.
Yeah, right, someone was 1 second ahead of you.
You right. Mother trucker, always ahead of me. That was the whole thing.
Okay, well, why don't you all sell one to me?
I don't know. I don't have any.
I'll send you one.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'll send you one. So, so anyway, so this is the Genesis NFT for Uplift.art. This is basically the beginning, right, of what I believe to be a brand new way of how musicians bring their singles to their fans, right? It'll probably be an iteration of what we've developed here. I'm certain of it, because just overnight we came up with, a list full of innovations. But yeah, so I see that this is the key for that door opening wide. But not only just artists. I mean, we're going to focus on musicians out of the gate, but this this crosses over into full length features. This, like we talked about yesterday. Imagine a production company putting out a movie, and they start with the trailer, and they put the trailer up as an NFT on the blockchain and sell it to their fans to crowdfund for the film, right? There's so many gamifications and incentives that you can tie to that. It's limitless, right? And it's the future. Just how it unfolds exactly is the mystery, right? But we have
I have a quick question for you.
Certainly.
Like for musicians, like you have to pay all these, like the production company, you have to pay all these different people. And by the time that the musician gets their paycheck for what they created, the artists themselves, isn't it diluted what they make? So will this help not dilute that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to cut the cost of actually producing a product, right? But it'll cut out a lot of the legal layers. It'll cut out a lot of the management layers. It'll cut out a lot of fat, right? I don't know exactly which fat will be cut, but a lot of fat will be cut, certainly. And
can I hit on one point?
Yeah, sure.
If you look at the high art now, right? It's sort of a known quantity to store wealth for the wealthy.
Yep.
And suddenly, well, I mean, like we're talking, well, if this single itself at some point, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is, when this market has developed to the point where there's like, kind of layers of certainty built into the culture of it, which I think is going to happen, then, instead of buying a Picasso, people are going to be, going to auctions to see if they can get one of these NFTs, right? Like this is starting to establish in exactly that same way. So these things become a store of value. When you go to get one of those first 100,000 Shakira music video NFTs, that becomes a store of value. She's now in a position where that mint number one is selling for $25 million because people get it, right? That's coming.
Oh, exactly. I mean, in some places it's already here. I mean, there's digital assets, very similar to what we're presenting here that are going for several $100,000, right?
Yep. Well, and
so, we've already seen it.
The atomic assets, and I think other people are doing this as well. And this is where the reason why Topps is getting involved and everything else. You can have it set so that the initial minters of the token get a little slice of it every single time these things sell. So the long tail for an artist suddenly becomes complete. Like you're part of the collector's market. You're encouraging and incentivizing the collector's market because you get a tiny little slice of every single sale that goes on in perpetuity. That to me is a game changer. That means that we can, as artists, control the content that we're putting out there, but then it actually can become this store of wealth for anybody. People that just want to buy one of these awesome cars for 75 cents, the way I just did, or somebody who wants to buy Anders' number one mint for $1 million because I only got the number two.
Yeah, but for me, what I'm most excited about is the other side of this market, and that is the up and comers. Because I actually got one of these questions from Archon Phoenix. If you could actually, like a poster for a small band, could post the QR code that they can actually scan and then claim it, and they can get something fun and small. And I mean, if Wax can show us something, you don't need a lot of fans to start to trade some value and start to make some revenue for a project. Even a few $100 for a few trades per day for a small band, it could change a lot of things.
Yeah, most certainly. And tying into what Corey was saying, on Atomic Hub here. Okay, so we released these assets, and every time they get traded on the secondary markets, then we get 6% of that sale, right? I mean, you can denote what your percentage is. We felt that 6% was a kind of a 6, right? We thought 369.
369.
We thought 3 was a little too low, 9 a little too high. So hey, 6, right? So yeah. So throughout history, we will Uplift Nation will get 6% of every trade of those cards. And speaking of cards, I'm jumping all over the place, but this is just the beginning. I mean, we have for event 2, which Corey is going to be co-producing a song with me. We'll disclose a little bit more details on that. But event 2, we've got a whole pack of cards that we're going to be dropping, very similar to a top style drop, along with music videos too. So the music video 1-for-1 will be the big prize. The pack drop will be, where the My Bitcoin Bull VB is right now. So that'll be replaced with, buy a pack for 30 wax P, right? Or whatever. We still need to decide that. But we've got this music video sliced and diced into some pretty awesome cards as well. So the event 2 will be having a different flavor to it than event 1. But that's how we see it'll flow. We'll have event 1, for Shakira, like we're doing now, plus what we've learned, right? The iterations. And then event 2 with the trading cards for Shakira's, music video. So, you get both flavors. This is kind of like the pre-sale. This is like the pre-marketing for event 2. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. So going back to the Serpent and the Wolf, this is the Genesis. If you hold it, don't be surprised if you get some special things from Uplift.art in the future. And we can also do randomize, and we can target certain.
We had some smart people
numbers.
on my stream doing things with that.
If you've got something that's divisible by 3, 6, or 9, and your minting number, then that may be a lucky card to hold on to as well. But we've got all kinds of interesting incentives and just goodness coming just from this card alone. But not only that, but the variation. This is the first variation. The VB. This is the card that everybody's buying right now. Let me go here to the auction. This is the auction page. So you come in here, you log in up here, top right. You name your price in wax. So let me. I haven't participated in event 2 yet. So let me put in my 30. Let me see. I'll put in 33 wax, and I push bid.
So the lowest you can go is 30, right?
Lowest as you can go is 30. Okay, I just did my 33 wax. So I automatically, since I bid yesterday too, I only get the the VB once in my wallet. But by me participating, I automatically am in the running to win the remix. Just because there's 3 going to random participants. But that brings me to how we told you the Serpent and the Wolf is the Genesis NFT. Well, this is a Genesis of its own. I'm talking about this one right here that I'm highlighting. This is the VB version, and we can view it on Atomic Hub here. View details. Okay, so this is actually on Atomic Hub. This is an NFT on the blockchain. Listen to it. So this is in my wallet, my inventory. Okay, on the hub. So this is also a Genesis NFT for Uplift.art. This is the first actual music video variation, right, that was actually used for the auction. So this as well has some fun characteristics like the Serpent and the Wolf. But this one is going to be a little bit different. And those details are going to come out soon as well. But by holding this one, you're also going to be eligible for some pretty awesome Uplift.art drops in the future of different flavors and colors, and possibly entire community drops too, by holding My Bitcoin Bull VB. So, if you're selling it for, $25 on atomic assets right now, God bless you. We need that liquidity. We need it. So, keep doing it. But also know you may be kicking yourself at some point going, damn it, I should have held on to that. How many times have I done that? So anyway, so that's some added goodness. And that brings me to a new addition to the 72-hour NFT auction. This is the tail part of the VB, MBB, VB. This one is going to be dropped to the top highest mints, the top highest pairs on the leaderboard. So we got a leaderboard right here, or where is it? There it is. Okay, leaderboard. So here we've got the top 20 leaderboard, right? So at the end of the 72-hour period, we'll have the top 20 pairs of the event. All those top 20 are going to automatically get this NFT, and it's limited to 20, max 20. There'll never be any more than that. So if you're in the top 20, congratulations. Let's take a look at this bad boy.
I care about Bitcoin, but who cares about Bitcoin?
So that's kind of an inside joke to me and the EOS community that follows me on Twitter and YouTube. I come out with this blue man every so often, and I don't know where he came from, but I got this blue man inside of me that just says butter sometimes, and gets a little excited. So that's kind of an inside joke. But the top 20 of the entire event will get this one of 20, and then the original one of one My Bitcoin Bull video is a little bit different than the VB version, the one that everybody's buying right now. They're both, the song is the same, the video is different. The main thing that's different is the bridge, right? So I actually prefer the VB version better than the original one-to-one version because of the bridge. I really like the bridge and how it turned out. So what I did is I extracted the bridge from the VB version, and I created a one-of-one NFT. There will only be one of these. And this one, at the end of the 72 hours, is going to be auctioned off. It will be dropped randomly to one of the participants of the event. So now we've got the one-of-one full-length music video being given to the highest pair of the event, right? But then we have a one-of-one going out random, which is the piece that's missing from the original, right? So it's meaningful. And so this event, this charitable auction, I wanted to be so not just the rich, the whales could win, right? I wanted everybody to win. I love win-wins, right? So now we've got, a one-of-one going to that generous soul that, paid the most for the original Bitcoin Bull, which I hope becomes worth billions of dollars one day. And then we have this one-of-one bridge that one is missing, going to a random participant. So whether you paid 30 WaxP for the auction or you paid 300,000 WaxP, you're eligible to win. Who cares about Bitcoin? So that is the new additions to the, to the protocol. What do you guys think? Are you jazzed?
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen, guys?
I'm going to get all the number ones.
You're going to get all the number ones. I believe you.
I'm still sad about that. You got the number one yesterday.
Yeah.
I got the number two.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even realize that it was going to be sent out directly and I would get it. I just wanted to be first on the leaderboard.
Yep. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good stuff. Yeah, no, I'm excited. The whole idea that, Well, when we first started hanging out, like the seeing what you were doing in this space, seeing how you were, mixing the music and the art and the creativity with the NFTs, and learning about it since, I've only been getting more excited about it. But I was telling my wife and anybody who would listen a couple of weeks ago, like, I've been in music for a long time. It was my main job for like 12, 13 years, gigging musician. And for the last 5, I haven't been excited about it at all, which for me is kind of criminal. It was my entire life for a really, really long time. And now, I mean, if you saw around me right now, there's instruments literally everywhere. Like, I'm set up, ready to rock and roll. Some weirdo sent me a bass so that I could put bass tracks on his stuff. It's M Blue. And I'm extremely excited about it. Like, I was in here, like, doing that, the version that, I was just messing around, testing stuff out, and, started recording some guitar stuff over top of an instrumental version of the song that you guys are all hearing from M Blue today. And I'm like, just here, just grooving the hell out. This has woken that creative beast up in me in a way that is really, really intense. And it's your freaking fault, M Blue. So thank you.
Well, the thing is that, first of all, Corey is incredible musician. I mean, he's a guitar player. He's a beautiful singer. I mean, he sings with such soul. I mean, he's a superstar. You wait, guys. He's a superstar, and I'm going to help him reach that status. I'm so glad to be on this ride with him. What's going on, Anders?
I'm just making some content while we're talking.
Nice.
Me and Mary.
Corey is we're doing a couple things, but the first off the bat is he's doing a remix to the remix of My Bitcoin Bull. And he's re-engineered the lyrics, which are awesome. He's singing it. So there's no M Blue, and he's playing guitar on it. And then he's sending me all the files, and I'm going to produce the hell out of it. Right.
I know you will. I'm excited about that.
I don't know too much on it because your vocals are just so beautiful and dynamic that, I don't want to, there'll be 2 versions, right? I'll make a remix of the remix, right? And just have some crazy fun with it. But that's where this Uplift.art is going, guys, is that it's attracting better musicians and artists than myself. That's what I want. I want to be a sponge, a magnet to draw just the best of the best to me and work with them, right? And make these amazing offerings on the blockchain as NFTs, blockchain verified assets that are tradable, liquid, collectible. They're just so awesome that they have value because people want it. And guess what? It's all a win-win, right? So Corey makes money. Uplift Nation makes money. It's just the love is spread around. The fat is cut out. It's all verified and transparent and auditable. And you can gift it to your neighbor or your son or your friend. I mean, the sky's the limit here, and I'm thrilled to go on to event 2 because it's just going to take event 1 to a whole nother level. And then event 3, event 4. And then before you know it, Shakira is knocking on the door. M Blue, what's this NFT I hear about?
No, she's going to be like, oye, papito, deme hacer esa cosa ahora.
Yeah.
That's what she's going to say. Vamos, dámelo.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. I mean, that's in our future, guys. Yeah. That's coming, right? I'm no master musician. I'm no master producer, master singer. I'm just a guy that can get it done, right? For right or wrong. And I threw together, with the help of an amazing community, I threw together this proof of concept. It's working, right? And the community has been so supportive. It's incredible. What people are saying. I mean, I had to pull this up. I just want to do a shout out to my new buddy. I can't pronounce. I'm going to butcher his last name. His name's Hans Vrendevort. Can somebody do that better than me?
Vrendevort?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not even gonna do it.
Yeah. Anyways, he's the owner of Azure Clouds Lab, independent Microsoft specialist, consult, design, deploy, support, and train. Microsoft, Azure Stack, blah, blah, 6,199 followers. I've been talking to this guy, chatting with him, and he's just the nicest guy, very smart. He's probably the smartest guy in the room of many rooms that he walks into. And so for him to be, he put on his LinkedIn account, he sent me what he wrote. He wrote this really nice article on his LinkedIn about Uplift.art, what, you know, we're doing here. And I was just like, you know, I just stood back and I go, wow, I mean, you know, this is success, right? I mean, people that I look up to, people that I consider, you know, smart and valuable, you know, humans of society are like giving me props, right?
I find all of this so interesting because it reminds me sort of like, I don't know, when .com and emails came out, people didn't understand it, right? But once they got it, man, they got it. So it's just getting the word out and making people understand, you know, what your project is. And then they get it. Just watch out. Just hold on. Yeah,
it's coming. I mean, you know, banks are now allowed to custody cryptocurrency. I mean, that hasn't been talked about in the news, but that's monumental. That's huge. That's what we've been waiting for. Yep. And that's why I think that the bear market, I mean, you know, we've been seeing some really nice price increases, you know, over the last couple of months. You know, we've seen some positions, you know, anywhere from 300 to 800%, right? You know, so we've seen some real movement. You know, other things like, you know, wax hasn't moved yet, but I think once it goes, it's, you know, it's not going to look back. But not financial advice, folks. But anyways, we've seen some real good, solid, juicy momentum in the crypto space, and it's just heating up because we've got clarity, right? We've got clarity. We've got banks custodian crypto. We've got Fidelity. We've got New York Stock Exchange. We've got, you know, you name it, they're in it, right? I mean, it's just not being publicized in the mainstream media. But if you're an aware observer and you know where to look, you can connect the dots and you go, oh baby, I'm in the right place at the right time, right? Yeah, it's been a brutal bear market. I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, just hanging your head down in front of family and friends, right? Because in 2017 we were like, you know, rock stars, right? We were like, you know, whoa, man, you're a genius, right? And then the next 2 years, like, oh, so what happened to that crypto, right? So, oh, but baby, you haven't seen nothing yet. Oh, yeah, it's brewing, it's trickling there, and you know, and look at what Wax is doing, right? And the partnerships, the Wax Council, guys. If you're not familiar with the Wax blockchain, go to wax.io, do your research. But I mean, Anders, Corey, you know, Mary, tell us about some of these partnerships they've made for the Wax Council and why this matters.
Well, they have everyone.
Me, like I'm a newbie in
No, wait. I want you all to talk at the same time. Go. Mary.
Go ahead, Anders. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'm showing the council on stream at the same time, so it's good.
Okay, Mary, you go first.
No, for me, you know, obviously I'm a newbie, and I agree with you. Just the love and the support since I started. I mean, I started with my podcast about 2 weeks ago, two and a half weeks ago, something like that. And I mean, Anders, you've been amazing with me. Wax has been amazing. It's just been an incredible journey. Wax, I mean, they've been so helpful. They get back to you right away, whatever they can do to help you build your project, or, you know, give you advice or promote whatever they need to do. Now, I get all my information too from James, Jimmy Z, my husband, and he's in big communication with them as well. So it's really exciting to know who they have on their council, all these partnerships that they have, like Tops, and It's just super, I'm super excited about it. And I can't believe that I'm sitting here talking about all this cryptocurrency, Bitcoin stuff, but I am, and it's exciting. I love it. Wax is amazing.
Oh, I agree. And for for those of you who are going to be watching this now or in the future that don't know what Wax is and what it means, is that Bitcoin was the first mover in the space. Bitcoin is the technology in the paradigm shift that just opened the doors wide open to what's called distributed ledger, to this decentralized new world that we're walking on. And why Bitcoin is important is that you can't make any more of them. They are what they are, and it's distributed, so it's decentralized, meaning that it's not owned by any one person. So one person can't just decide to turn off Bitcoin, right? It's a consensus mechanism. So you know what you got. You know that there's only 21 million of them. You know that you can see the transaction history because it's all open source. It's all on chain, so you can follow the money. So don't buy the FUD of that it's for drug dealers and criminals, because you'd have to be a really foolish criminal to be transacting in Bitcoin because it's transparent. So that was all a misinformation campaign, just because it wasn't time for Bitcoin to shine, right? They needed to keep it down. They needed to keep the hush down because they knew and they know what the future holds. And this Bitcoin technology is that. It's what opened the door. Wax blockchain is basically what I call a third generation improvement to Bitcoin, with all kinds of great functionality that cannot be done with Bitcoin. And it's nearly instant, and it's free to transact on. So you don't have to, with Bitcoin, it's really slow. Sometimes it can take a matter of hours to receive or send your transaction. It sometimes, depending on how much the blockchain is congested and being used, it could cost quite a bit of transaction fee to do. So Wax solved all of this stuff, and they made it free transaction and nearly instant. Like it's, you could call it instant, but it's not. It's nearly instant, and you can program on it. So you can program something called smart contracts so that you can do, let your imagination run wild. Anybody want to take the reins from me on that? Corey, you go. Boom.
I mean, where do I take that?
Make it good, man. Make it good.
Yeah, right. Don't suck, Corey. Don't suck. Yeah, I mean, like we've been talking about with Chirp as an example, right? Like we're deciding, like we're a centralized outfit right now. Our token coins, because we're launching the beta literally like yesterday, which is going a lot better than I thought it was going to go, actually. So anyway, it's like we're doing that. We've got the coins that are effectively centralized on the network, right? It's all kind of working or whatever. We're trying to pick right now which blockchain we want to connect to, because that's the ultimate goal. We're gonna mint a token on a blockchain, and so that's a fun conversation. But I don't think we're really considering anything outside of EOS.io, like that. This sort of collection of different blockchains now that have spawned off of the main EOS mainnet. And that, to me, like that kind of network of networks is super exciting to me, because Bitcoin will never be able to do that. They talk about the Lightning Network. That was an attempt to do what EOS started as, right? Mm-hmm. Sharding in Ethereum, that's an attempt to do what EOS has already done, right? And they can never seem to get it to work. And we're over here like, no, all of our chains are going to be able to talk to each other easily. Like that's messed up, right? So when the ramifications of that start to be felt in different applications, I think it's going to look like, and I made this meme. I'm not sure, Blue, if I sent it to you or not, but I believe that with Chirp, because I know discussions.app is actually starting to do kind of a proto version of this already. Like every single like that you get on Chirp is going to be a coin. But I think that every single like that you get or every react you get on Chirp could be any number of coins, and they could even be Bitcoin wrapped on something. They could be Wax. They could be anything else like this, right? And all of that is going to be seamless and working behind the scenes. You're going to be able to go to the marketplace on Chirp and say you want to buy one of these one of a kind NFTs, and you don't want to spend Wax. You want to spend Bitcoin, but the person selling it, they don't even want to get wax. They want to get freaking SOV coin or whatever it is, right? You're just going to click buy. It's going to spend what you want to spend, and they're going to receive what they want to receive in an automatic swap that the customer will never see. Like, all of this stuff is going to be embedded in the guts of these machines, and it's just going to let us do whatever we want whenever we want to do it.
And it's pretty much already happening, right?
Yep. The pieces are all there.
Right. The pieces are all there. It's happening on many different fronts and many different levels. It's not quite as slick as what you're describing, but we're close. We're really close. It could be this year even. I think it could be this year where it's that
somebody's
slick.
gonna pull it off. Like, again, like you said, all the pieces are there to do it. So in the meme I made today, sort of imagining what this might look like for Chirp, I said 2022, but I think, like, you know, I don't know if anyone's tracking where things are going to be towards the end of 2021, but just look at Bitcoin history. It's going to be
2022 is a 6.
So it could be the 3rd month.
It could.
Yeah.
It could be the 9th month.
So let me talk about Chirp for a second, because I've just started with Chirp. The doors are only open to us few lucky early inviter guests, and I
think that might change like as early as tomorrow. We want everyone to show up.
I was going to gloat on my elite.
Oh, sorry, gloat. Go on.
I'm the 0.01%.
Where do I need to go?
You're telling me that could end tomorrow? Come on.
Gloat for at least another 12 hours.
Okay. So anyways, I've had the opportunity to go in this platform, open an account and use it. And I'm kind of calling this a Twitter 2.0 on steroids in the making, also kind of envisioning where it can go. Is that kind of like a good description? Like, what's the elevator speech?
I think the elevator speech, especially for people that aren't into cryptocurrency, a lot of people want an escape hatch out of Twitter and Facebook. They want a place where they can share in the value that these things are creating, because obviously on social media, we are the product. We never get paid for it. We want to change that paradigm. And we want people to have ultimate control over their data and not be fed things algorithmically, because a lot of, kind of issues come from that. So we built Chirp to be, a cryptocurrency blockchain connected version that kind of is a mash of all of our favorite features of Telegram, of Facebook, of Twitter, of Patreon, all in one thing.
So I like that, because I guess then you can't shut the user down, right? You can't take their property, like their chirps is what you call it.
Well, yeah, coins is the token that we're using. And again, like, we want to have a wallet where there are multiple currencies. Like, we're basically building the thing that lets everybody have easy access to the rest of everything, right?
Nice.
And do it in the context of social, where we're all kind of going to be building community. But yeah, once, again, we haven't connected to a blockchain yet, but we will be, right? And yeah, we'll never be able to do anything. Like, once you have that stuff, you just have it. That's the way that it's going to go.
Wax.
I mean,
yeah, this is great. So, hey, anybody that is looking at being in the blockchain space and maybe moving from Twitter or some of your other social accounts, check out chirp.la. Kurt Braggett, the gentleman who is the mastermind behind this, is just a bona fide genius, just a good human. So support. It's a really cool project. So thank you for sharing that, Corey. Anders, do you want to give us kind of an update on what's going on out there? I know you're the type. You're this. I don't know. You're like what, 21?
Almost. I'm 30.
Oh
30?
my gosh!
Yes.
30? What a youngin'!
Man, you got some good.
Probably don't
you got
even
some
know
good
what a
genes.
CD is.
Yeah.
You got some good genes, man. So so Anders is this. Man, you got to check out his YouTube channel. Anyobservation is the YouTube handle, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, he's I want everybody to shout out their YouTube their channel, because we're all YouTubers, right? So Anders is just this young, fresh, we're building, I'm involved in another massive project that can't be named yet or talked about, but we talk about you from time to time, Anders, because we see your value and your just innovative ideas. I can't wait to see where you go in this space. All three of you, I was saying before the call, it's like I couldn't have asked for a better group to host this live cast with me, because all three of you are just these shining stars that are I think are just going to go places. So I'm excited to see that. But Anders, tell us like what's going on in your world right now. Like what's exciting you?
I'm not really sure where to start, to be honest. Everything is kind of exciting right now.
And it's happening fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it is happening fast, and right now the NFT space is starting to kick off on Wax. We're starting to see some movement, which make it very interesting for me. We still see a lot of flaws. We are not ready for any kind of mass adoption, but I don't think we need a mass adoption. We just need a few more thousand users and start to grow from there, because that will help fund a lot of developers, fund a lot of projects. They can start to build things. It can grow bigger. We have FIO, which is a new protocol that actually want to enable merchants from all over the world to accept any type of cryptocurrency just with a domain. So you have, like, I have Anio at FIO Sweden. That is my domain, and if you can use that, then you can accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, any currency that is outside and is not custodial. You keep it in your Bitcoin chain, in your Ethereum. Everything is like it should be. What happens is that when you go to a store and you click checkout, you actually get the pop-up on your phone. Anders at FIO Sweden wants to charge this amount. Is that correct? And you just say yes, and then it's done. It goes to everyone, and this is what they are building, and they are using a new EOS.io as a foundation, but they are building a FIO protocol.io is the domain, and they are doing some very interesting work right now. And I just had an interview with Luke Stokes that everyone from the EOS.io space probably know who he is. He's one of the guys from EOS DAC, and that project is very interesting right now, and they are listed on Binance, which is also like this stamp of approval, or whatever we should call it in the crypto space. And
I'm enamored with this project. Luke Stokes is, he is such a deep thinker and such a huge value add to the crypto space. I mean, just look at this offering, right? But FIO, and you can find this at fioprotocol.io. Dig into the details. It's an awesome protocol. It's making crypto products easier so anyone can use them. And
what I actually like is that if you have a wallet and you integrate FIO and you create accounts for people, right now the foundation will give that wallet developer tokens for each account they create for new users.
Nice.
Which means that they want wallets to integrate with them, and wallets want to integrate with them. So that's a win-win for everyone.
Awesome incentives. Guys, I'm so sorry. I actually need to run. My next live is like pinging me.
Hey, no worries. Hey, Corey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
We've been running long too, so I think we should.
It's too much fun. There's just too much fun. What are you gonna do? Anyway, you guys are awesome. Can't wait to do it again.
Corey,
we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll talk to you on Telegram, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
So what I'm excited about is really all the things that are being built that we can see enabling users to actually use what is existing, because using Bitcoin is not easy. No one can say that it is easy, and you do not feel safe when you use Bitcoin, because you have to double check the private key. You have to double check everything so many times to make sure that you actually send it to the right place. And that is not how any normal person would integrate with some kind of transaction. someone tech savvy can do it, and you can do it for a transaction that, I mean, you don't want to send a large sum of fiat to another place in the world because that takes forever, but you can send Bitcoin. That's easier, that's more convenient, or whatever other currency you want to use. And for me, what I'm interested in is platforms that enable something that we can't see in another way. And that is why I really like Wax, because Wax is enabling this tradable digital assets to be traded, and it's built, the purpose is to trade assets. It's built for one purpose. It is to trade assets, and it can also host games with assets and everything, but that's not the main purpose. It can be done, they can have exchanges, they can have everything, but it's to trade assets, and that is what makes it beautiful, because everyone building things around it is to enable that from all layers that is needed, and that's what I think is exciting about it.
Oh yeah, yeah, very exciting.
From my husband Jimmy Z, you know, when he's trying to trade or buy or so whatever, it's a lot quicker, and the gas fees are a lot less, so that's very helpful too.
Yeah, I mean, everything is free. It's so nice to use everything. I mean, for right now, $1 of RAM on Wax can create like 1,000 NFTs.
Oh wow, wow.
And to be fair, we don't have that much usage right now. The price will increase to create NFTs, but it will never reach the same place as Ethereum, because we already have steps. When the prices go up too much, we add more RAM.
Yep.
The block producers can add devices with more RAM to store it. Everything, we are upgraded. We can go further. It will be more expensive, but we will have more trades, more revenue. It can be paid for. So everything is good.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, talking about Wax and the Wax price, I mean, we can only speculate here. So this is all speculation, but you know, we saw EOS in 2017, 2018, I believe it was, hit $20. Okay. So EOS reached the height of $20. Wax is basically a sister chain of EOS. Now, EOS reached a price of $20 per coin based off of pure speculation, right? And it was just the belief that it was going to do all these powerful things, which I believe it is doing and will do. I'm a big believer in the EOS ecosystem. Wax is basically that technology, but with a different governance and an actual business aspect use case that's targeted to it. With amazing partnerships. I mean, talk about that Wax Council for a second, if you can name some of those names. I know Google, Microsoft is on the list, Marvel, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we have Google, we have Microsoft, we have Marvel, we have Star Trek Captain Kirk, the William Shatner, we have Magic Leap, Atari, Animoca Brands, Exploding Kittens, Gummy, and Unity is the last one. And Unity, for you that don't know that, is where you actually can create 3D games. So that is something that I'm very excited about. They are bringing in people that have these IPs, that have some kind of influence. I mean, William Shatner is surely someone that is interesting, and he has a lot of knowledge and ideas, and he actually tests them, and that is beautiful. And then we have these developers coming in. So I mean, I would love to be on these council meetings for sure, just to listen.
But, you know, thanks for rambling off that list of, you know, partners that Wax has attracted, because this will give people kind of an insight into, you know, what they're building in the powerful business enterprise chain that they're building. So, you know, EOS went to $20 per token off of just pure speculation. Now Wax, sitting at 5 cents right now, has all this massive goodness attached to it, right? And it's working, right? It's not a proof of concept, it's working, baby, and working very well and just growing by the day. So my speculation is, once this bull market hits full force once again, which it will, and we're already seeing that now. You know, I don't know if we'll see $20, but it's very, very possible. It's likely, right? So talking about this proof of concept auction that we're doing right now, you know, we've already taken in well over 100,000 Wax P tokens, right?
Yeah.
So just looking at that, looking at, 2 years down the line when, wax is $1 or say $10, right? So that means that this auction, and this was already, it's, we're not even halfway done. So we don't know what the total tally will be. So let's say we have, at the end of this, we have 300,000 WaxP tokens that we've garnered, right? So, 2 years from now, looking back at this auction, you'll go, holy shit, that first NFT sold for, 300,000 wax, right? Because in a sense that's what it took to get to that, to winning that bad boy. So 300,000, let's say times, so that's a pretty hefty price tag for this first mover proof of concept charity auction, where it's a win-win. I mean,
and also like in June we had, well, if we compare user base now, because I track everything, I have it on the other screen, so I can't share it. It's another computer. We have more than 3 times as many users trading NFTs in August than we had in June, and that is for me something that is very exciting, because we are actually growing, and we are growing at a pace that we can actually handle. Because if we suddenly had a lot of users, we would see a lot of problems that we don't have time to fix. Right now, everything is still early. We have time to fix this and adapt it, and everything works pretty well. I mean, I have been vocal the last day about the Wax Cloud wallet because it froze during the sale, and some of us didn't get any packs yesterday when it was sold, and I think Mary also didn't get any packs from that sale, and I didn't get it. But from my perspective, I can use Cleo, so I just hit it and I got 20 packs on another account because I can do it in an instant. But that's not how the users will do it. The users will not sit in the command line to execute the command to do it this fast. But that is how the advanced users will. And this is what is nice, that we have a small user base that is growing. And we traded in August 15.5 million wax in NFT volume. Wow. Just over 1,000 users has traded that. That's a lot of volume for a small crowd. And if we just keep growing here, it will be a very interesting market, just based on where we are now compared to June.
Yeah, that's exciting. To go back to the fees, I misspoke on that. I know that Wax doesn't have any fees for its users. I mean, it's good Wax. So I misspoke about that. But it's exciting, like, getting more and more users and moving forward on that. That's good stuff.
The herd is coming, Mary.
The herd is coming. I'm waiting for my song.
So Mary is going to collaborate with us too. She's a singer, and we're trying to entice her to do a song with us and put it on the blockchain. So that'll be fun. So Mary, tell us where people can find you.
By going on my YouTube channel, which is the Blockchain Herd Podcast with Mary Delgado. That's me. I'm also on Twitter. You can find me there, Blockchain Herd Podcast. And that's about it. And my website, blockchainherd.com. I haven't started my podcast, the actual podcast yet, but I'll have that up on my YouTube channel. But
looking forward to it. Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. And Anders, thank you for helping out. I'm
happy to help everyone and anyone.
You the bomb.
So Anders, where can everybody find you?
The easiest way is probably Anyobservation.io.
And say that again a little slower.
Yeah, Anyobservation.io. So Anyobservation, the Anyo, the first 4 letters.io.
Okay.
Then you then you get taken to anyobservation.com. So that is the same domain, and from that I have I'm on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter. I have an Instagram. I'm doing a lot of things, but most of my time is probably on Telegram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Man,
yeah,
you're just connected, plugged in, man. God, thank you both so much for being here with me today. It was a pleasure. I look forward to doing this again. It was just a great time. So thank you very much. And until next time,